Hey, it's Mary. I am here to talk to you today about the third chakra. This is our solar plexus chakra, also called in Sanskrit Manipura. This would be represented by the color, or with the color yellow, and solar plexus chakra. You can guess where it is, at your solar plexus. So the energy of this center in the body is all about our divine will, about our own willpower, and power is the key word there, standing in our own power, right? And what that means and what that looks like as a human being. So when we look at, what would an out of balance solar plexus chakra look like? It can look like not feeling like you are able to really comfortably stand in who you are. Maybe you have this feeling like you really want to do something, or you really know you're being drawn towards something or away from something, and you're just not sure. You don't know what to do. You have a really inability, or like a clouded judgment almost. It's hard to really make decisions and get really clear on where you need to go and what you need to do. Maybe you've got maybe you do have lots of plans and lots of ideas, but there's just no action behind them. You have a really hard time just like stepping forward into those roles, into those things. So that can be a way it presents itself. Another would be to, in regards to control, it's, are you being excessively controlling to the point of manipulating people around you? Or the opposite. Are you so far away from your own personal power that you're allowing other people to manipulate you for their betterment? This can also be something showing itself in kind of feeling this lack of purpose, this lack of ambition, and just kind of that disconnect. And also with all of that comes a sense of maybe not feeling as confident or having such a great self-esteem towards yourself. So aside from those emotional and mental sides, we can also have troubles with areas, with this area of the body, right? So what organs are here? We've got our liver, our spleen, our gallbladder. This can present as issues in the intestines, in the spinal cord, or in the spine itself around this area of the body. So we can always tune in. If we haven't been listening already, we can really start to feel those imbalances in the body and hopefully start to pay attention to those and see where we can create a better balance for ourselves. So when we are in balance, we feel like we can stand in that power. We feel like we are who we are and very unapologetically are happy to be that person. We're not shying away or backing down because we think maybe so-and-so might not like this, or, what will people think? That's not on your radar when you are standing in your true power. It can look like feeling really like you're radiating almost. You can really express that will, and have really clear mental capabilities. You can really see that you want to move in this direction. You can set those goals and you can follow through and go in that way that you need to. So along with that comes a lot of self-discipline. That's a really big part of the puzzle as well. So I've chosen one oil today from the yoga collection. This one is called Affirm. So Affirm, if you haven't yet tried it, oh my, it is lovely, lovely. This oil is a combination of a few different oils. So we have some bergamot, there's some peppermint in here. There's also some marjoram. What else is in here? Coriander. Don't quote me on the marjoram. There's definitely coriander and jasmine and a bit of rose. So it creates this really centering blend, helps you to kind of step back and have a little more faith in yourself, have more trust in yourself, and trust in that inner feeling and that inner voice that's guiding you towards whatever it is it's guiding you towards. Now, I really enjoy using this oil aromatically, so diffusing it in a space is always a lovely way to use it. Offering it to, whether it's yourself or your students, in the hand, I like to dilute this this oil so it can go a little further for me, but also penetrate deeply and really give those deeper effects on that level. So offering some to your students or yourself in your hand, taking in the scent aromatically, and even rubbing what's left on the solar plexus region itself, just to bring, again, that extra attention and energy and warmth and mindfulness to this area. So I invite you to take a moment. If you have this oil, then use it. If you don't, again, I don't want you to question. I want you to go for what feels right to you. You know, there are 1,001 oils out there, and sometimes we can kind of get a little clouded in what should I use for this and what should I use for that. Sometimes you just have to go with your gut and just grab whatever feels right to you that day. So go for it. Okay, I invite you to, once you have your oil, sit comfortably. Allow yourself a moment to just observe simply how you're feeling. See if you can bring a little more ease into your body, a little more softness into your face. Now here I invite you to take a drop of your oil into your hands. You can rub your hands together here, warming up the scent. And we'll cup the hands over the nose and take a few deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Really pay attention to where your mind is. Are you actually here in this moment, smelling this oil, allowing its vibration to really fill you and shift you in a lot of different ways? Or are you thinking about something else? Okay, I want you to bring yourself back. Be all consumed by this scent here for a few more breaths. Do notice any thoughts that come, but for now we're just going to watch them come and let them go. Watch them come and let them go, just like clouds floating by. If you have the urge here to rub anything left on your solar plexus, I invite you to do this. We're simply going to bring our attention, your inner mind's eye, bring it down to the solar plexus region. Allow yourself to hold your attention here. If it's helpful, place your hand there. And from there, I invite you to visualize something the color yellow. Maybe it's like a big ball of sunshine. Maybe it's a lemon. Whatever it is, hold that image in this area. I'm using that power, our personal power of expression and intention and manifestation. We're going to use our words and our mantra and that intention to find balance here. So for a few moments, repeating, I am balancing my solar plexus chakra. I am balancing my solar plexus chakra. Repeating in your mind, letting any thoughts go that come in between your mantra, and staying present. Shifting this now to my solar plexus chakra is balanced. My solar plexus chakra is balanced. Feel the power of that intention, of those words. Say it out loud if you feel the need to. My solar plexus chakra is balanced. If you're really enjoying this, or you know that you need to stay here longer, then pause this and stay. Continue along this path today. Continue here in your meditation as long as you need. If not, let's take one more full breath. Take a moment's notice to how you're feeling now. Check in with that feeling of being more connected, more centered, more comfortable in who you are, more clear on where you're going, more connected to your power. Good. So I invite you to open up your eyes here. I hope that has shifted you in some way and really guided you toward feeling a little more balance in those aspects of yourself. Now, if you're wanting to use this oil in combination with some yoga postures, then I would encourage you to take some postures that are going to really bring some movement to the solar plexus area. So especially taking some twists, whether they're seated twists, reclined twists. You could certainly explore a variety of different revolved postures from standing. Also, anything that's going to bring a little bit of heat to the body too, a little bit of core work, using that inward upward lift of the bandhas, and really encouraging people, whether they're your students or yourself, to really envision that energy from your Mula Bandha moving upward. Feel it in your Uddiyana Bandha and imagine it drawing upward to your solar plexus. Okay, that's kind of a cool little visualization to give people. But again, coming back to those warming postures, something like a boat pose or even a boat with a twist is a really nice one to play with too. Now, you could certainly use this at the beginning of a practice, offer it to people before they begin, have it diffusing in the space. As I mentioned in some previous videos, even getting into a really nice restorative posture and then offering them the oil. Maybe it's a reclined twist or something of the sort. Or, maybe a belly down twist using a bolster or something like that. Getting them to use the oil in that posture, getting them to do that little visualization, that little meditation within a pose is a really cool thing to do. And again, it just kind of adds those layers of goodness on top of layers of goodness on top of layers of goodness and healing and support. Okay, so if there's anything that you are curious about, if you want to talk to me about yoga, oils, or energy work, or anything in between, feel free to reach out to me. You can find me on Facebook, Mary Yoga and Mary Yoga Essentials. You can find me on my website, www.maryzari.com. I thank you so much for your time. I hope you continue along this path of finding balance and bringing yourself back to center and back to your best version of you. Cheers.